This is it. One final parkour battle to save the world. The fate of parkour civilization is in my hands now, and my opponent is one of the most fearsome parkour fighters in all of history, and I was the one who helped him escape. I defeated every parkour legend thinking that I was helping Siwat get back to parkour civilization. I thought he was gonna be the one to destroy the world, but it turns out that was never his plan to begin with. His plan was to get me to unleash something even worse, someone who had been banished to this lost civilization. What have I done? Coming to this civilization was a mistake. I don't know who this person is, but if the old man wiped out this entire level just to imprison his friend, it was probably for a good reason.
That plan took a lot of, well, planning. And now, you get to watch how beautifully this unfolds.
You must be very proud. Your plan was perfect. You have everything you need. So, now, give me back my friend.
Whoa, not yet, buddy. Got one more thing to do first. Why don't you go introduce yourself to the villain of parkour?
The villain of parkour? I walked up the steps to see the prisoner completely surrounded by lava.
I hear you were friends with the old man. That makes two of us. I'm surprised he didn't throw you away like he did to me.
If you were actually friends with the old man, then explain all of this. Why would he wipe out an entire level of civilization just to imprison one person?
He was scared of what I had discovered. What was the term he used again? An illegal form of parkour.
Forgive me for not understanding, but you said an illegal form of parkour? What could you have discovered about parkour to make it illegal?
It's time.
What?
What I discovered is time. Since the beginning, parkour battles have always been one move after another, until I realized that they never had to be. You see, if you challenge someone to a race, it's the ultimate form of parkour fighting. It's the idea that you are willing to risk everything, that you will not only make the jumps, but you make them faster than your opponent.
A parkour race? When I first came to this level of civilization, one of the fighters challenged me to a battle. He said that the battle would start and end on a single block, and when I didn't do the jumps, I would have died if it wasn't for my totem of undying. That wasn't just a regular parkour battle, that was a parkour race. How was an attack like that able to do 10 hearts?
Racing has no limits. Once you challenge someone to a race, you either win or you die. No in between.
If that's true, then someone with that type of power could take over the entire world. No one would be able to fight back. And that's exactly why Siwat's breaking him out of prison. The old man must have known that parkour racing could destroy thousands of lives. That's why he went through such great lengths to make sure that this type of parkour never made it back to parkour civilization. But now it's too late. I let this evil back into the world. What do you want? What are you even gonna do to parkour civilization?
I'm going to do what I'd set out to do a long time ago, enlighten the world with my new form of parkour battles.
I turned around to see that Siwat had built a parkour attack, but this was something I've never seen before. Siwat said there's only one more thing I have to do. If I get hit by this parkour attack, he'll give me back my friend. What is this attack? Why are there armor stands? And why do you need to hit me with the attack?
I can't beat you in a fair fight, and I just want to land a good hit on you.
I can't believe that even after Siwat's plan worked, he still feels the need to prove that he's better than me. But it doesn't really matter at this point. He has my friend, and I have to deal with whatever he throws at me so I can get him back. He could be lying. This attack might be enough to kill me, but I was willing to take that chance. Thankfully, it barely did any damage. Okay, great. You got the satisfaction of hitting me in a parkour battle, so can we be done now?
Who knew? Armor stand attacks can take the boots right off of a player. Even champion boots.
In Siwat's hand was a pair of champion boots, and they weren't just any pair, they were mine. My champion boots were gone, just taken straight out of my inventory. How is this possible? What are you planning to do with those?
You can relax now. Your time as the champion is over.
I watched as Siwat walked over to the parkour villain and threw the champion boots at his feet. Oh no, this is not good. If the parkour villain gets access to the command blocks, there would be no stopping him.
Well, this is my ticket home.
And just like that, I was no longer the parkour champion. I just gave the most dangerous player in the world unlimited food and access to the blocks that control parkour civilization. Siwat handed him blocks, and at that moment, I knew my journey was coming to an end.
Now, before I return to parkour civilization, I need a good fight.
Yep, this is the end for me. Throughout my life, I've overcome the most difficult situations, but this is a fight that I don't think I can win. I've never even done a parkour race before, and I'm fighting against the person who invented it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I have to find a way to be faster than the parkour villain. The odds are stacked against me, but as long as I'm still here, I'll never stop fighting to save the world. Well, let's do this.
I have to say, I'm going to enjoy watching this. I finally get to see you crumble.
You prepare for a parkour race. You've served your purpose in this life. I offer you a quick and merciless death.
The parkour villain didn't challenge me to a battle, he challenged Siwat.
Whoa! What are you doing? I'm the one who helped you escape. You, clearly made a mistake. I'm, just gonna take off before I... What's happening to me? Why am I stuck? I can't move.
I watched as Siwat tried to run away, but he couldn't. Whatever the parkour villain was doing brought him back into the battle. It was like a force he couldn't escape. What was this power? I didn't even know what to think. Just a moment ago, I thought I was about to die. And now I'm watching one of my greatest enemies fight for his life. The parkour villain didn't even start the race yet. He was just watching Siwat, but then he took off. Before this, I had never seen someone move so effortlessly through a parkour course. Within the blink of an eye, the parkour villain was already at the last jump.
Please don't. I'll do anything. I'll work for you. Just let me live.
The villain made the last jump and the race was over. Siwat lost.
I suppose I had this coming for me, didn't I? For what it's worth, I was telling the truth when I said I enjoyed working with you.
And just like that, the parkour villain had claimed his first victim. Siwat, the one who would betray me over and over, was betrayed by his own plan. Right when the battle was over, the parkour villain didn't even acknowledge me and started running away. He must know a way back to parkour civilization, right? If that's the case, then there's still a chance I can catch up and battle him before he does. Bro, did he seriously jump off the temple with no water bucket? Oh man, this guy's insane, but I have to battle him, right? I'm not gonna lie, I was a little relieved that he chose to battle Siwat instead of me, but I can't let him escape without at least putting up a fight. If I challenge him to a battle before he challenges me to a race, I might be able to keep the battle in my hands. The parkour villain has been trapped here for years, and he might know how to parkour race, but I'm gonna bet he's never battled against someone who can do 360s. I made it down to the ground level and I spotted the villain. He looked like he knew where he was going, so he must know the way back. He was fast, but I managed to keep him in my sights. I followed him all the way until we hit the edge of this level of civilization. I don't understand. There's nowhere left to go. Alright, let's not waste any more time. I only have one shot at this. I quickly placed down 3 blocks and I attacked with 2 3-block 360s. This was it. The battle had started and there would be no turning back now. This was life or death.
I was waiting for you to fight back. A neat little trick you did there with the 360s. Unfortunately, my knowledge of parkour is beyond your understanding.
The parkour villain didn't even look surprised that I attacked him with 360s. Oh no, what did I get myself into? I wasn't prepared for this. The parkour villain built a chest jump. And the worst part is he did a 360. That's impossible. I thought I was the only one who could do 360s. My attack was erased. It was all up to me to build a harder jump now. The worst part about this fight is that we weren't on an even battlefield. If this was an ordinary fighting space, I would try the longest parkour combo I could do. But I don't have that option now. I just have to do one very hard jump. And that very hard jump is gonna be the 3-block diagonal 360. I went for one of the hardest 360s I've ever done, and I made it. I still had a chance. But then, out of nowhere, I took damage. The jump I built wasn't harder than the jump he built, and I lost the attack.
Just as I expected.
The villain was looking inside of the chest, and I knew something was wrong.
Your downfall was your inability to risk everything you had.
Risk everything I had? But that's when I noticed I had nothing. Every single thing I had in my inventory was gone. No water bucket, no blocks to fight with. And that's when I knew the parkour villain stole all of them when he attacked me with the chest jump. This fight was over, and I lost. So that's it then, right? You have all of my blocks, I can't fight back. How are you even gonna get home?
These boots are the only way out of here. You could have left at any time you wanted. I suppose it was your destiny to deliver them to me.
Why aren't you attacking me? Why don't you just finish the job already?
The old man isn't around anymore, and the only one left to pay for his sins is you. I want you to know what it's like to suffer, to waste away here for years, to be forgotten, just like I was. Only when you are on your last breath, I will return to finish the job.
The parkour villain turned around and jumped into the air, disappearing. This was the end. The champion boots were the only way back to parkour civilization. Now I'm stuck here with nothing, and there's no one left to stop him.
Just like I remembered it. And now it's mine.